BMX Bastards is a game in early development that has recently come on the scene, which could well and truly rival BMX Streets, Street Dog BMX, and even the highly respected, insanely addictive, top tier BMX the Game. There is just no way, there is absolutely no way that this game could be any worse than BMX the Game. But in all seriousness, BMX Bastards, developed and published by CSF Game Studio, has been my go-to game as of late. And today I'm going to be breaking down all of the details in the current demo and why you should play it. Now I want to start this video off on a high. This demo is free. Great, right? I think demos or early access to games is such a good way for the developers to receive feedback on their current build, whilst also being able to grow the hype and excitement for the game. Content creators like myself also bring awareness to the development, which in turn brings more feedback for the developers to use. I'm not going to be butt-licking this game the whole time, as there are criticisms that I have, as well as issues that I feel need to be addressed. But before we open that can of worms, we should start at the beginning. When you boot up the game, you are greeted by a simple and not over the top title screen, which has a handful of different options to choose from. Play, bike editor, options, add to wishlist, and quit. Quit quite obviously closes down the game. Add to wishlist will take you to the Steam page where you have the option to add the game to your Steam wishlist, which will notify you when the full game is released. Options give you a variety of things you can tweak so that regardless of your PC specs, you should be able to adjust and have a fun gaming experience. The bike editor is the new big feature added to the game, and my god is it good. Being able to customize the colors of the vast majority of the parts on the BMX bike along with the textures for most of the parts. These include being able to change the frame, bars, forks, just for an example, by giving you the choice to make the textures matte, gloss, raw, chrome, and oil slick, while still being able to play with the saturation, brightness, and color of the parts. As you can expect, the play option will allow you to play the game, but not before giving you the option to prioritize the quality or the performance, which will load the game in a higher quality texture mode or a better performing game mode respectively. The high performance mode will lower the textures, and this is what I recommend if you have an older spec computer to play on. Now I want to preference this by emphasizing that this game is still only a demo. And yes, there are bugs and glitches, and the reason I held off on releasing this video until now instead of what I originally was going to do is because I wanted to dive deeper into the game and really experience all of it by sharing my personal opinions on the gaming experience. You load in on the bike in this really cool Vans inspired skate park near the beach. You can then fully explore on the bike or on foot. You can get off the bike and carry the bike around by pressing triangle or Y depending on your controller. They recently added the controller support for the PlayStation, which is going to bring more players to the game. If you press the pause button on your controller, you'll be greeted by a menu which gives you a ton of options to choose from. Continue, which will simply close down the menu and let you resume playing from where you left off before pausing the game. Restart, which is super handy, as there have been a ton of times where I've been playing the games and it bugs out and I can't continue playing. So restart means it will load the game back in from spawn, which is just super handy. Options will bring up that menu from the title screen, so you can adjust the gameplay settings depending on your experience whilst playing. Got a bit of lag? Just change the resolution. The trick list will list all of the tricks and how to play the game for people who are unfamiliar with these games that have a similar control system to Pipe by BMX Streets and Skate 3, but I will dive into those tricks more later on. You can also go back to the main menu by selecting the bottom option, and from there you can change the mode for performance or quality, as well as edit your bike again. There is also the option to adjust your sensitivity for steering and spinning. The tricks you can do at this current time are the following: bar spin, switch bar spin, tail whip, switch tail whip, tuck no hander, X up, toboggan, and crank flip. These are all the aerial tricks that you can do whilst either doing a bunny hop or a nollie hop. To link tricks together, you can do a manual or a nose manual by pulling down the right stick about 3/4 of the way and then flicking the stick up or down respectively to do a hop out of them. Next up is grinds. You can do feebles, smiths, double pegs, ice pick grinds, and then toothpick grinds. Double pegs can be done simply by hopping onto an object like a rail or a ledge. Then to do a feeble, you need to pull all the way down on the right stick. A smith is done by pushing up instead, and to do an ice or a tooth, you need to push up for a tooth about halfway and then down about halfway for an ice. When doing a fakie as well, or going backwards for those unfamiliar with the term, you can push A or X on the PlayStation controller to do a little slide out. BMX Bastards has been my go-to game as of late for chilling and downtime. Despite the park not being massive, it has a healthy variety of obstacles to ride. Box jumps, ledges, rails, stair sets, quarters, manual obstacles, and gaps so that you can link these lines together. The other newest feature that they added was a first person mode, and this really showcases how good the animations are, apart from a tuck no hander, which looks like this. When going towards a quarter, if you pull back on the left stick, it will make your character do an air, which gives you time for trick combinations, so you could do bar spin airs, tail whip airs, tuck nose, all those kind of things. Now, it wouldn't be an honest review if I didn't give my thoughts and opinions on how the game could improve. Now, these improvements are obviously all subjective and a little bit nitpicky, but hey, they're my opinion. Firstly, there are often times when navigating the menus where you have to switch between the mouse and your controller, so maybe fix that so it's either one or the other, or maybe both, at least have the option for both. Spinning in the previous update was really good. You could spin a 900-degree spin when the setting was maxed out, but now it really doesn't affect anything. I'd like to be able to have more spin versatility. I can imagine player customization isn't a far off thought, but I always say this, I say this in day-to-day life with bikes, I say it with Pipe by BMX Streets, but I think the default should be wearing a helmet. You know, to encourage wearing them, but also have the option to turn them on or off, even if that's the only bit of customization we have at the minute. The one thing I noticed you can't change the color of in the bike editor is the peg colors. I mean, that could be an easy fix, right? That's not really major. Like I said, it's a bit nitpicky, but it's an easy fix. Another map is also something I can imagine is obvious, but I would like to see a variety of different parks, you know, big ramps, bowls, street sections, you know, things like that. This one's a variety map, but I would like to see like specific ones or like real life maps. I'm a sucker for one of those. So Corby would be an amazing one, especially because this game is made in Unreal Engine, so it's just gonna look. There's also a lack of JustJamie logo graffitied on the wall, and obviously I'm joking here, but I mean, imagine. New tricks would be awesome, but I'm a big fan of foot jam and foot jam whips, so seeing that would be sick, along with other tricks like tables, turn downs and things like that. Let me know in the comments which tricks you want to see added to the game. Maybe some crazy ones like the R Willy flip or something, I don't know, that'd be really cool. I also think adding slow motion to the game would really help with those combos too. And honestly, that's it. The game has a lot of huge potential, things are already looking good, and with the support and feedback from players, I know this game could seriously rival BMX Streets. But that is it for my honest review of BMX Bastards. Do I think you should play it? Absolutely. It's free, so you're not actually wasting any money, you're giving the game developers useful feedback, and it's spreading awareness of the game. Make sure you go follow them on Instagram, add the game to your Steam wishlist. I think that would be super helpful to push it to other people who aren't aware of the game. Like, if it wasn't for the old potato, I really wouldn't have been able to find this, so shout out to you, Mitch. But yeah, if you did enjoy this, please do leave a like. I like doing these honest reviews. It's a bit more of a chill one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.